Yeah, dug deep up in the back of the trap. There's a nigga that's down to kill, wrapped in the black with the mask, conceal my face strapped with the Mac. Might have murdered me, a fool capped in the back. When I aim, I shoot to kill, load in a buck, catch him off in traffic, 9 holes in the truck, nigga. Yeah, what's up out there? It's the Loyal Shooter back once again. Like and subscribe wherever you see the like and subscribe button at. Yeah, jumping right into this thing. I wasn't really gonna do it for obvious reasons, but I'm gonna also do it for obvious reasons. Here to talk about Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze and his brand new album, The Chosen One, that dropped on May the 7th of this year. The Chosen One, Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze. If you don't know, Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze is an artist out of South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, to be exact. I wouldn't say he's a regionally known artist, but he does have a fan base. And his most known songs, dating all the way back to 2015, On My Dogs, DFW with Riverside KP, Big Blue Flags, a little bit of cocaine, just to name a few of the ones that, people who know him and the people who listen to him know him for. He dropped and delivered an album called The Chosen One, and I wanted to get into it because I ain't gonna lie, man, it's a banger. Like, the album, it slaps. Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze is a lyricist, lyrical type artist. When it comes to like delivery and like rhyme patterns and things of that nature, I wouldn't say he's real bar heavy or like dropping like gems, even though it's scattered throughout. But definitely a lyrical rapper. Definitely rhyme patterns and schemes, flows, and also like imagery and street shit. And he's a storyteller too, man. Definitely a good artist to listen to, if I do say so myself. I'm not going to waste any time because I'm trying to condense these reviews. I want them to be thorough, and I want them to be comprehensive, but at the same time, I don't want to make a motherfucker listen to this shit for 15, 20 damn minutes. So I'm going to jump right into it. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's out on all platforms. Just look for Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze, The Chosen One. The album cover features Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze standing, tossing up what looks to be gang signs, and he's standing in some sort of like arena or stage, and the masses are looking at him as if they're, waiting for him to say something profound or hanging on to his every word. The very, very first song on the album is called Chosen. Now the song comes on, and he pretty much does what he does at the beginning of every album, which is say his name, I'm Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze, or and he just kind of goes right into like, it's kind of like a pickup where you left off. If you listen to his last album, which was called 30 Man, he was on like this trip where he had turned 30 and just speaking from a different perspective as a person, not necessarily an older person, but in the terms of like rap and street shit and just the youth and all of that. When you get 30, you're still amongst the youth, but you're just you're like an upperclassman when it comes to the youth. And he picks up on that in The Chosen One with this first song. It's called Chosen. He basically starts talking about how he's, dealt with some issues. He's still, running with the same type of people, but looking at shit differently. He has some friends that left him or maybe wasn't there for him during the certain times in his life, but he's still making his way and making his mark, still rapping, still doing what he needs to do. And at this point in his life, he's saying he feels like it's him, like he's the one. And he just asserts that on this song, Chosen. The beat has this weird piercing sound in it. Like, it can sometimes sound annoying, but at the same time, it also rides, especially if you got bass in your car, because the song right there, even if you're not listening to it in your car, the song just kind of rides, man. It's a great choice for a first song, if I shall say so myself. The second song on the album is called Story Told, and it features female local artist out of Columbia, South Carolina, by the name of Creme de la Creme. Now, this is one of my favorite songs on the album because it's Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze returning to like that street shit that he was on previous albums. But instead of just rapping strictly street shit, he's more so giving game to people in the streets. He says, I was taught to understand and listen up before you speak. Always keep your hands, always look a man in his eyes when your hands shake. If he's scared to look at you, he flipping like a pancake. And he just kind of goes on and on with that. And then he goes into this speed rap for the second part of that verse and kills the hook, story told, break the mold, hard cold, how I feel. And then Creme de la Creme lays what may be probably the best feature on the whole album. And she basically gives OG game in the same way that Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze does, only from a female standpoint. That's definitely a great listen, and Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze keeps the tone of the album going with that song. The third song is my favorite song on the whole entire album, and it's called Applied Pressure. And one of the main reasons I like this song is because of how he rides this beat. Like from the first second it comes on, he's instantly riding the beat, and he goes all the way into the hook. The hook is a slow hook, loading up the magazine in case it get tragic. But it's delivered in such a way to where it just bleeds right after the verse and into the second hook. And he just kills that, second verse. And he kills that second verse with ease and precision, speaking about his daughter, speaking about his sons, speaking about how he's carrying his life and applying pressure to make sure that he gets the things out of life he wants. The next song is called Champion. And it's Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze on some storytelling shit. The beat is real, like, has like a saxophone sample in it. And Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze is telling his story about a woman, about a female. And there's a surprise twist at the end. And I'm not going to say too much about this song, but I just tell you to go take a listen. If you like storytelling rap and you also like beats and music that's kind of, mellow and you can smoke to it or ride to it, this is the one for you. The next one is called Robert Banks. Robert Banks is another storytelling song, and I don't know why it's called Robert Banks. The story in the song is about a robbery, but he's not robbing a bank. So I don't know why he called it Robert Banks or Rob Banks, but it's another great story from Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze, produced by Kenzo DeLorean, which is a producer out of Columbia, South Carolina as well. Definitely a great listen, and that one rides as well. Next song is called Lifestyle. Now, me personally, I'm not really the biggest fan of this song, Lifestyle. The beat is hard, made by Cam the Path Seeker. He's basically bragging about fucking a bitch or fucking another nigga's bitch. And it's almost as if he's rapping from the perspective of the nigga's bitch that of the nigga who's his bitch is fucking. I don't know whether this is coming from real life. Maybe it's if it is coming from his real life, it's a real dark ass song, but he really mastered it well as this happy, positive, surface level deep song. But it's not one of my favorites. And he does what he does on that one. The next song, it's called Morning Hill, featuring YB. YB is another artist out of Columbia, South Carolina, on Music Never Dies recording group. This is one of the most well-crafted of the lyrical type songs that you'll hear on a Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze project. This song gives me like Drake and Wayne vibes, like Don Tripp, Starlito vibes, where it's just two artists spitting and talking that shit over a solid beat with a dope ass goddamn melody and sample, and they're really spitting that shit. There's a video out for this right now. I'll put the link in the description. This song right here is hard, and it kind of is like a midway or turning point of the album that kind of really puts you in like a different vibe when listening to the album. The next song after Morning Hill is called Off the Pall. And I assume Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze was drunk. He's rapped about drinking Paul Masson brandy several times, and he sounds drunk as fuck in this song. Kind of slurring his words a bit, but he's spitting like a freestyle. There's no hook. He's just going and going. There's no real subject matter. And at the end of the song, he tells us what the title of the album should have been, which is some long-ass, crazy, stupid-ass album title. But, it's Off the Pall. The beat on this rides like a motherfucker, though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say I'm a huge fan of the lyrics. He is spitting, but him being drunk makes it sound a little weird. But the beat carries this shit. Off the Pall. That shit is hard. Next one is called Pimps and Hoes, which is Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze in rare form. This one is one where he's playing with a flow for the first and the second verse, but he's also the content of the song it's really about pimping bitches, but the dark side of it. It's not so much the glamorous, oh, I got 85 bitches, I'm draped in fur, and I got 85 rings, and we sipping champagne, and I got hundreds and thousands of dollars. It's the dark side of pimping hoes that nobody really ever talks about. And Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze, while playing with his flow pattern on this beat, stays on topic and delivers what is really one of the most underrated goddamn songs on this on this album, and probably his whole goddamn career as a rapper. So yeah, definitely check that out. The next one is called Do It. And Do It was actually the first single that Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze released ahead of this album back in January. And a video just came out for it. I'll put a link to the in the description for that. And Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze, again, just braggadocio, talking his shit, talking about what he does, the type of nigga he is, what makes him stand apart, you know, chosen one type shit. And then at the end of this song, he spits this super fast ass verse, and he's just talking that shit real crazy. Definitely a dope ass listen. One for the car, one for the club. Maybe not so much for the club, but definitely one for the car and one for the cookout. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. The next song is called Enemy. It's featuring artist by the name of Slick G, which is another local artist out of Columbia, South Carolina. Used to be a rapper, but now he does some kind of singing reggae shit. But he does his singing reggae shit on this, but the hook is crazy. It's like a real mellow, infectious ass, put you in a trance ass beat. Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze on auto-tune, which I'm not that much of a fan of, but the shit he's talking about is relatable. And then Slick G comes out of nowhere at the end with a rap that's completely off the fuck topic. Don't know where he came from. I have mixed feelings about it, but half the people say they like it. Half the people say they don't know where it came from, but nobody say they don't like it. It's definitely one to listen to. You can tell me what you think in the back and at the bottom in the comments. The next song is called Part 3. Now, if you are a Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze fan or have heard Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze music before, you probably are aware that there's a Part 2 and a Part 1. Part 1 was rather unreleased. It is in the on YouTube. I'll put a link to the description of that video in the comments as well. I mean, in the description as well. And then there's a Part 2, which there's a video for that. I'll put a link to that video in the description. And that was on the No Cocaine album that came out a couple years ago. And this is Part 3. Now, each of those parts, he's basically a nigga scorned about a bitch. He's talking about a bitch that fucked him over, and he's basically saying, fuck you, bitch, and telling about how he feels about it. And this is no different than that. There's a sample here. Out of the 3 parts, this is probably the weakest one, but it's still keeping with the tradition of the parts on Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze albums and releases. Next song is called Shy, featuring Breeze. Now, one thing that I noticed about this album, there's a lot of like female references and references to relationships on this. You got Part 3, you got Shy, you got Lifestyle, you got Champion. All of those are like female-oriented songs about females, relationships, things of that nature. And this is no different. It's not as harsh as Part 3. But it's him and Breeze, which is another artist out of Columbia, South Carolina. Both of them spit their verses about how they feel about a female who maybe not be living up to the standards that he once held her up to. The next song is called A Cipher, and it stands true to the name of the song. It's featuring Ghost G, Jesus, Pop Flocka, Cam the Path Seeker, and Damani the Rapper, all rappers out of Columbia, South Carolina. There's really no hook except them saying yeah over and over, and each of them spits in their own unique, distinctive style, and the beat is hard hitting. It switches up after 4 bars, and it's definitely one to listen to if you're a hip-hop head. I'm fucking with it. And the last one is called Fiend, F-I-N, which, if you don't know, is like some shit they used in movies back in the day to denote the end of the movie. And with this being the end of the album, it's definitely a fitting title. And it's basically Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze spitting from different times in his life. One from when he was heavy in the streets, another when he was just kind of living carefree and casual, and the last one from when he was, I guess right now, where he's feeling more solidified and confident in himself. And each time he switches from a perspective in life, the beat switches to match that perspective. And there's kind of narration given by him as well. It's definitely a good little end to the video. One thing Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze is good at is is really putting together a body of work that feels like it's an album. From beginning to end, listening to this album, you really feel like you're listening to like an album, like a project, something that was meant to be listened to from start to finish. If you're not a fan of Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze, I do suggest you check his music out, because I'm telling you, he's going slam. The album is going slam. I would personally rate it a 7.5 out of 10. It's definitely not his best album, but far from his worst. I would put it up there with 8 songs. I wouldn't put it down there with Byrd shit, which some people say is whack, but universally it's not his greatest album, but it's definitely one to listen to. I put the link to the description in the link to the album in the description, and hey man, just check him out, man. It's Byrd Daddy Cool Breeze, the chosen one. So let me see how long I done recorded on this thing, because I kind of been speeding through it. I ain't even write a script or any notes for this or nothing, but that just goes to show you how much I know this man's music, because I was able to do it without writing, and I've ended up at 15 minutes, which is exactly what the fuck I did not want to do. So I'm finna end this shit right now. I'm the loyal shooter. I'm gonna holla at you.